The holiday season is quickly approaching, and today we are going to share with you guys the best keto/low carb holiday recipes that we have ever tried, and we're making them this year for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. Some of these recipes are so easy to make that you are going to be shocked, and others are just so good that we don't even care about the originals. So if you are hosting the holidays at your house this year, or you have to bring something of your own, I feel like a lot of these dishes, people are not gonna complain.
Right.
They are so good that you could serve them to even the non-keto people. So we might as well get the most popular holiday dish out of the way first, and that would be the bacon stuffing that we made last year. This stuffing is so absolutely delicious, and we actually did a little trick where we used less bread than we thought and added more meat into the stuffing. It ate, as the kids would say these days. Easy to make, and we actually used Hero brioche slider rolls as the bread in this recipe, and Hero is the sponsor of this video. So the holidays can be kind of scary, especially if you're new to your lifestyle. Sarah and I prepare for the holiday season by ordering a huge batch of Hero products, and we freeze them. And you might think, oh, it's too early to worry about that. It is not too early. Now is the time. Whether it is their low net carb tortillas, hamburger buns, seeded bread, their white bread. All of Hero's products have between 0 and 1 net carbs and 0 grams of sugar. And they are also high in fiber. There's just something about the fluffy nature of their products. They are really giving you everything that you need to duplicate almost any recipe out there. And they also have monthly drops of small batches of items like their croissants and their biscuits. All of their bread products come beautifully packed.
Yes.
It is like some of the most elegant looking packaging I've ever seen, and they freeze beautifully. All you have to do is put them on the counter, and after an hour or so, they retain all of their textures, fluffy, buttery, and delicious. Right now, Hero Bread is offering the Keto Twins community 10% off orders $50 or more, and this deal also includes their cheddar biscuits, which would be perfect for any holiday meal. In order to get this deal, you must use the link in our description and use code Keto Twins to get that discount. Load up your cart. There's tons of different products on the site. Thanks so much to Hero for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the holiday dishes. So like I said, the key to the stuffing is going to be adding way more meat and less bread, and you could use any of those Hero products as the basis for the stuffing. We use the brioche rolls, but you could also use the Hawaiian rolls. Those are really good too and delicious. You could also use the seeded bread as long as you dry it out beforehand. And I think it only had, like I said, 1 gram or 2 grams of net carbs because of the ratio of bread to meat. And that's kind of one of the things that you do on keto, is that you kind of play around with the proportions. You're gonna end up eating less stuffing overall because you're having a lot more protein and fat. You know, another thing that we always tell people, if you are going somewhere else where you're not gonna control the food, this doesn't even matter if it's like the holiday season or not, is that you should always eat before you go. We talk about it every year, and we always get so many comments from you guys saying that tip, it saved you from overeating, from feeling sick, because that's always one of the biggest things about the holidays, is that you are doing really well, you're on keto or low carb, you're not used to eating a lot of carbs or sugar, and so you're gonna ruin the holidays for yourself if you just go off the deep end. So I think that stuffing is probably the most requested and the most cherished dish, at least for me, and I think a lot of other people.
Me too.
Wait, is it dressing or stuffing?
Let us know. Do you guys call it dressing or stuffing?
I always have called it stuffing.
Stuffing, yeah. Dressing is, why would you call it dressing?
No, dressing is not cooked in the turkey. Maybe that's what it is. But I think the second most requested dish is going to be mashed potatoes, which is a big no-no if you're trying to control your carbs during the holidays. But this next recipe that has really impressed us, and we talk about it all the time because it just blew me away when we tried it, was Chris Cooking Nashville's carnivore mashed potatoes. And it was shocking how good this was, considering it was made out of
eggs.
Yeah. Egg whites.
Egg whites, yep.
It was odd. It was strange, but it worked.
We were kind of worried about it, honestly. But the gelatin in there, I think is what really made it taste differently, because you had to toast that beef gelatin.
That is the closest that you're gonna get. Sure, you could do cauliflower puree. I've made it before, but it's not the same.
That smell of cauliflower, I think, would give it away that it's not
right.
That it's not mashed potatoes. Whereas you would think that this one would smell like eggs. but it actually didn't.
No. Okay, so the other potatoy recipe that you could make for the holidays if you're trying keto is one that we were really impressed with too, and this is kind of like a substitute for sweet potatoes. I'm a huge fan of sweet potatoes, but it's basically gonna come down to getting like the color right and the spices that you put in it that makes this taste like a sweet potato, and it's actually made from butternut squash. So this casserole was by Wholesome Yum, and it's got not a super low amount of carbs in it, but it's worth it because the texture is right on, the taste is right on, and it's got pecans on it. It has a great taste and a great texture. It tastes pretty much just like sweet potato. Yeah. That is gonna be the other kind of potato-y substitute that you could make for a keto Thanksgiving or Christmas or holiday season. You could always try to do like radishes as your potato.
I like daikon.
You could do, daikon.
Okay, so the next potato dish that I really enjoy during the holidays is actually au gratin.
Ooh, au gratin.
Au gratin, but it's not obviously made with potato, it's made with daikon radishes. I have turned into a fan of daikon this year. We did a whole video
about
daikon radishes and what you can do with them.
Sarah bought about 30 pounds of daikon radishes.
Yeah, and I liked it. I liked all of those recipes. Emily, maybe not so much. But this dish, it's just so like cheesy and indulgent, and it's by Keto Mojo. We'll leave it linked in the description so you can grab all the measurements, but all of the stuff that's in this dish made the radishes not taste like radishes.
Yeah.
And daikon is not like a radish, like a red radish. It's very mild tasting. Right. It's not very spicy, so don't worry about that. If you've never tried daikon, you can go to like an Asian grocer or international market, and they usually have them there.
I prefer, if I'm gonna use radish in place of potato, that it's gonna be in something like a liquid, a soup, a stew, or even like in an au gratin type situation. It works extremely well. Yeah. So that's what we would keep these for. Everything is gonna like have its perfect use. It's when you start to try to turn something into something it's not that it tends to just fall apart there, because a daikon is not going to ever be
a potato.
Right. I'm not going to try to turn it into fries or hash browns. It's just not, it doesn't work.
Even though we want to wish it to be a potato with a wand or whatever.
It's never, it's like biddity bobbity. Boo. One of the videos that we were talking about, we also made a cranberry sauce. You can't use as much sauce as I would typically use. Yeah. But also,
a dollop.
I was not a sauce person. I was more of a jellified person.
Yeah. People have some really strong opinions about that.
I was out of the can, slice it, and serve it. That's what we grew up with, you know? So to me, it was always kind of like bougie to have like the cranberries that were like round. When my husband came over for Thanksgiving the first time, he saw the jellified can one, and he was like, what is that?
Well, I think some people actually mash it to make it not look like that.
I don't eat that.
My mom would always just slice it. And I guess, you know, my mother-in-law, Linda, would make it by scratch.
Right.
You know, it has like lemons and oranges and stuff in it. I'm like, oh no. That's not what... My mom is cooking like 17 dishes. Yeah. So...
Christmas morning or Thanksgiving morning or the holidays, like I always liked eating cinnamon rolls, you know? I'll eat a cinnamon roll any day, but definitely during the holidays with a cup of coffee, you should try the cinnamon roll hack that we did. It's like literally 0 effort. And it was absolutely delicious. And basically you just take the, like a Hawaiian roll, like the hero one, and then you cut it in half. You add the filling, which is like the cinnamon, like swerve filling or whatever kind of sugar replacement you're gonna use. And then you do like put some on the top and then you bake it. And then you make the icing. Then you make the icing and then you put it on there. Too bad Alex ate like 90% of them. Just like effort and reward, that was one of the best things we had tried in a long time.
Sometimes simply is just better.
Right.
Simply, is that a word?
Simpler. Speaking of like sweet things, one of the other recipes that I always crave during the fall, anything having to do with apple, you know, we have made several different like hand pies and stuff using chayote. Some people use zucchini as a replacement for apple, and we actually did a taste test where we tried both of them, but we preferred the chayote, which is a cousin of the squash, right?
I think just chayote is more mild tasting.
Right, and it's got a different
texture. Doesn't have much taste. It has more of a crisp taste like an apple, whereas zucchini is more mushy.
You can make like actual pies with it. You can make hand pies. You could just even put it on top of ice cream. There's so many different things that you can do with that topping that, you know, if you are looking to enjoy it, you should make it and keep some in the fridge because it holds up really well for a while in the fridge, like a couple weeks. So we wanted to show you guys recipes that really blew us away so you can share them during this holiday season. If you guys have any other recipes that you want us to try so that we can test them for all of you, let us know in the comment section below. Maybe there's a family tradition of eating something that we just don't include in our family because we just don't know about it.
Yeah.
And remember to check out Hero. Load up your cart before the stuff sells out and so you have it on hand. You can use our link linked in the description. You're gonna get 10% off orders $50 or more and use code Keto Twins. And if you guys want to see that hack to make those cinnamon rolls, it was super good, it's super easy. You can click right here and we will see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.